A very good morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are doing well. In the previous video, we started up with the first lesson, Medieval Europe, Rise and Spread of Christianity. Before proceeding into the chapter, let's have a quick recap of what we had already studied. Now, this medieval period was the period between the ancient and the modern period. Now, during this period, a lot of socio-economic and political changes took place throughout the world. But it was very much marked in Western Europe, where they developed a system which was known as feudalism. Now, under feudalism, the peasants used to receive land and protection from the lords, and in return, they have to work for them and fight for them. Now, these peasants were exploited throughout the world. But in Western Europe, it took the form of serfdom. So let's proceed with the chapter today. Jerusalem is a city in the Middle East located between Mediterranean and the Dead Sea. Before 63 BCE, Jerusalem was under the Jewish rule. But in 63 BCE, Jerusalem was sieged by Pompey, a Roman ruler, during his great campaigns in the East. With his conquest of Jerusalem, Jewish independence ended, and now Jerusalem was under Romans. The Romans worshipped many gods and adopted new religions from people they conquered. During this period, two important religions spread. One was Christianity and the other was Islam. Their spread and growth shaped the political, cultural, economic activities of the period. Now, the other part of the lesson tells us about the rise and spread of Christianity. So let's study about Christianity. So we'll start with Christianity. Now, Christianity was founded by Jesus Christ, and his followers were called Christians. Jesus was born in Bethlehem in about 4 BCE. His father was Joseph and mother was Mary, and they both were Jews. It is said that an angel visited Mary, the mother of Jesus, before his birth, and told her she was blessed and her son would be blessed too. Jesus spent his early life as a carpenter, but at the age of 30, he went about preaching his message. He spoke in simple language and soon had a large following. He also came to be known as a great healer. His simple life, magnetic personality, and outstanding love and compassion for all people drew large number of people around him. Jesus emphasized on one God and gave immense importance to love, brotherhood, and compassion. He fearlessly criticized all harmful activities and evils. This made the rich and the powerful among the Romans his enemy. They complained to Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Palestine, accusing Jesus of calling himself the King of Jews, and thus encouraging people to rebel against Roman rulers. Jesus was arrested and crucified. Hence, the cross became a sacred symbol of the Christians. The Christians believe that Jesus Christ rose from the dead on the third day after the crucifixion. This is known as the resurrection, and Easter is celebrated every year in memory of this event. Good Friday is the day on which Jesus is believed to have been crucified. Christmas celebrates the birth of Christ. Christians believed that Jesus was the Son of God who died a painful death on the cross to save mankind from sin. The holy book of the Christians is the Bible. It is divided into two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now, the Old Testament tells the history of the Jews and their relationship with God before the birth of Christ, and the New Testament contains the life of Christ and his teachings. Now we'll see the teachings of Christ. The first one, God is one, and so worship of several gods is of no avail. The next is, Christ called God just and benevolent. One must love him as he loves all his people. Sinners can always repent and be saved by God. Next one, we should hate the sins and not the sinners. Next one, sympathy and compassion for fellow beings is an important teaching of Christ. Next, the New Testament comprises the 4 Gospels written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Jesus chose 12 disciples to help him in his mission of spreading love and compassion. The next one, he preached that people must show compassion to the poor, feed the hungry and the sick, and give shelter to the homeless. Now Jesus used to teach in the synagogues, that is, in the houses by the lakesides and on the slopes of the hills. He taught by using parables, which were a form of short stories that he made up about ordinary people's life, and thus illustrated what he wants to tell the people. Now we come to spread of Christianity. After the death of Jesus, his followers Peter, Paul, and John zealously spread Christianity in the Roman Empire. The Roman rulers felt threatened by the spread of Christianity. In the beginning, Christians were hated and persecuted by Romans and Roman emperors. During the reign of Nero in 62 CE, a great fire broke out in Rome. He held the Christians responsible for it. So he killed St. Paul and persecuted Christians ruthlessly, burning them alive and throwing them to wild animals in the amphitheater. Now, an amphitheater is a large and semicircular open area surrounded by rows of seats sloping upwards. Under the reign of Marcus Aurelius, thousands of Christians were tortured. Under Diocletian, he removed the Christians from the army and public offices, burned churches, and refused to free Christian slaves. But with the passage of time, this religion became popular. Under the reign of Galerius, Constantine I, and Licinius, the Edict of Toleration was issued, which was an official end to persecution of Christians. In the year 311 CE, under the Roman emperors Licinius and Constantine I, the Edict of Milan was issued in the year 313 CE, which legalized Christianity across the whole Roman Empire. Under Theodosius, Christianity became the only religion recognized by the state. Slowly but steadily, Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, which included most of the modern European countries. Now we come to the role of Emperor Constantine I in spreading Christianity. Constantine I was a Roman emperor who ruled between 306 to 337 CE. Now let's study the role. Constantine I officially ended persecution of Christians. In 313 CE, through issue of Edict of Milan, Christianity was legalized across the whole Roman Empire. He was the first ruler to allow Christians to build churches and worship openly. He established Christianity and introduced laws supporting Christian moral teachings. He also started the custom of observing Sunday as the Christian holy day, that is the Sabbath day. He himself embraced Christianity in 313 CE, and it became an official religion of Roman Empire by the end of 4th century CE. The Christian church became very well organized. Many beautiful churches with lavish decorations were built in the city of Constantinople, which later became a center of Christianity. The Bishop of St. Peter's Church in Rome came to be considered as the representative of Christ on earth. People called him the Pope. Now we come to the emergence of Constantinople as the new capital. Now the Byzantine Empire was also known as the Eastern Roman Empire. With Constantinople as its capital, it prospered for 1,000 years until 1453 CE. The kind of Christianity followed there came to be known as Eastern or Greek or Orthodox. The Byzantines built beautiful churches with lavish decorations, and the most famous of them is the Church of Hagia Sophia in Constantinople, that is the modern Istanbul. Constantinople became the largest city in Europe, the most splendid and prosperous. Gradually, it became the center of Christianity. The emergence of this new capital led to rise of trade and commerce. New governing classes arose as the new capital required a new senate. Monetary stability and an expanding population stimulated economic growth. Gradually, Constantinople began dominating the trade with the East. With this, we come to an end of today's lesson. The remaining portion we'll study in the next video. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Have a good day. Thank you.